Zach Wisdom here. We're at Dev Camp, and Berkly Catton's going to ask him some questions. So, Berkly, you can hold the little microphone and do this. Or actually, have you guys closer together here. I mean, you guys are this Dev Camp. Berkly, go ahead.
So, Wiz, fastest man at camp, what do you think?
Just honored. There's a lot of hardworking guys out here, and it's it's cool to see some results on my end. So yeah, it's cool.
Hey, you can relax. This is just you can have some fun with it,
Yeah, no, it's cool. Honestly, we were talking, and me and Bailey were just closing the eyes and going. So
nice.
It was fun though.
Nice. How many camps has this been for you now?
It's three. The big three. Yeah.
So has anything changed in 3 years? Have you noticed anything, or what do you think through your 3 years so far?
I think I'm just a lot more comfortable now. You get to know people, you get to know the coaching staff. You get to know the players. Obviously, last year we wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff, me and you, but just getting to know people.
100%. Has there been anything fun you've done in Seattle so far?
Yeah, I think the Space Needle was pretty cool. The outdoor part there, where you stand up on the glass and stuff, and I think that was pretty cool. And I'm excited to see the Seattle Seahawks stadium today.
Yeah.
See their locker room. Maybe chuck a couple around.
That'd be good. So I have one last question here. The D still have to go for the skating test.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're still going to come out on top after the D have gone as well?
That's a good question. I hope so. I think so. I don't know.
Wow, that was all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope so, though. I hope so.
So I don't think so. I think so. Then I don't think so. So
I don't know.
What's the final verdict?
Yes.
Okay. I love the confidence. Hey, thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Guest interview. Thank you.
Yep.
Professional meet. Sir,
what'd you think? Pretty good?
Oh, pretty good. We'll ask Zach here.
That was really good. That was impressive.
I have to ask this guy real questions.
Serious.
He was actually pretty good.
He was good.
I was like, now I got to ask you, how does Berkly do as an interview? You think you should stick to the hockey thing, or you think the media thing is maybe a little bit away?
I think a little bit of mix, a little bit of both, a little
side both?
drop with it. Yeah, you know what I mean? Playing
occasional NHL Network
and then a
panel.
Yeah, exactly,
All right, there you go.
Interviews himself.
Goodness, well, he took...
After his NHL debut, interviews himself.
There you go. Okay, well, he took a couple of my questions. I guess, talked about it off camera, but the decision to transfer. I know, obviously, it's a wild time in kind of the lower hockey space, right? Because, there's all the different leagues, and folks are, especially with college, right? There's just so much going on. I think Justin said it yesterday to us. It's ever-changing, right? Like, what into that decision for you to go to Western Michigan? And, I mean, was it potting 2 goals against them last season? You said, hey, maybe I want to come here. I don't know. What into that decision?
I think the biggest thing was it was a family decision, right?
Okay.
Obviously, a lot closer to home. And a lot of close ties with that place. Jared Brown, he coached me when I was in Cedar Rapids in the USHL, so a lot of close ties, close to home. And then I thought it was just what was best for my development as a player. Trying to make the next level.
How do you reflect on your last season? Because, I mean, career point total, I think there's a hat trick in there, a game winner. I saw all the clips from Colorado College. Nice to see. How do you reflect on your last year? Because, as Berkly was saying, this is your 3rd camp. Like, how are you feeling about your progression since being drafted by Seattle?
Yeah, I think last year was probably the best hockey I've ever played in my life, in my opinion. The point total wasn't where I wanted it to be, but I think just the consistency and the effect I had on every game, I thought it was the best in a long time. I was really proud of myself. I went through some adversity there that year, but I was really proud of how I handled it and how every night I came out and played my best hockey.
You go to development camp. You've talked in the past about how at these dev camps they talk to you as a person, not as a number, right? Why is that important? Because I know last year at exit interviews, Chandler Stevenson mentioned Dan Bilesma, talking to him, it was the same sort of sentiment, like talking to him as a person, having a coach that does that's important to him. How have you felt that? So, obviously, there's a lot of different coaches throughout the system here, but why is that important to you, I guess, to kind of, have the human side of it, prioritize? Because for some of these guys who, I'm sure you experienced it when you were drafted, there's a lot going on to come here after getting drafted and throw so much at you. So why is that part of the human aspect so important for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is just respect. You know what I mean? Like that, it's the respect part is important, and the fact that they respect me makes me want to do so much more for them. You know what I mean? Makes me want to prove them right. You know what I mean? And then when they treat you like a human, you feel good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you're confident. When you're confident, you play good. When you play good, you know what I mean? So it all kind of just trickles down for me, and obviously growing up, like being treated, you know, as a human was something that maybe wasn't always given to me, but you know, treated as an equal, you know, so having that kind of respect and that kind of love and treated as an equal and as a person, someone that they care about, it means a lot to me. And just that family aspect, it brings it all the way back to family, and then it trickles down, right? So I think the biggest thing is just, you know, that respect. And it makes me want to give back.
Yeah,
you know, and
absolutely.
Work my butt off every day for them, you know.
And the other side of Dev Camp, you've talked about how, you know, going up against some of these other top prospects has helped you in your game coming back to when you go back to the college season. Why is that? Is it just picking up on different things, just how you could improve your own game? How do you use these camps to kind of look at yourself, maybe reflect, and also take it into the seasons that you have, you know, after you know, leave Dev Camp?
Yeah, I mean, like, if you look at Burke, like, he's a great hockey player, you know what I mean? But like you watch him play and you see the things that he does that works for him, and maybe you try it out. If it doesn't work, but if it works, it works, you know what I mean? And you can do that with everybody here. I mean, everybody they're amazing at hockey, right? They're here for a reason, so like being able to watch them and kind of learn from them, you can kind of just, you know, try out what works for them, you know what I mean? And kind of add it to your own game, and I think that's a big thing.
And my last thing for you, not hockey related, okay, your Colorado college bio had cricket as a different sport that you like. Seattle does have a cricket team. They don't play here yet.
Okay.
I've been keeping along with that. No idea what's going on, you know. But why is that? How did that come into play? Because, you know, there's obviously a bunch of sports in the States and Canada, right? But because it's not necessarily a North American sport, right? How did cricket become a thing you paid attention to?
I'm sorry to disappoint. That was more of a joke.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So I was just sitting there with like my mom and my brother, and I was filling this out, and I was like,
what can I put
that would be funny? And then like someone just piped up and said cricket, and I was like, sure, you know. But I mean, never actually watched a game of cricket.
Well, the Seattle team has won their last 3 games, so they're in a playoff spot. So when they come out to Redmond, I think next year, we'll say, okay, Zach, we need you here.
I'll be there.
Thanks, Zach.